Staten Island Comedy Show, co-hosts Jody Oliver and Mike Bocchetti. Tonight's comedians, John Kirschner, Joey Rimatello, Elise Dellucci, Jittin, Nautiyal, Michaela Fagan, Mike Bocchetti, singer Frank James, and I'm your announcer, Bodybuilder Bob. And now, take it away, Freddie Coscia.
With your host, Nevin Cummings!
Woo! Freddie Coscia, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Staten Island Comedy Show! Woo! We're going to have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned. We have musical guests. Frankie James is in the house tonight doing the Yankee song. And we have comedians. Boy, we have a lot of comedians, so stay tuned. But you know, Fred and Bob?
What?
This doctor, this psychologist, right? He wants to do a study of 300 people and all about their sex lives. Wow. So some of them have sex every other day. Some of them have sex once a week. Some of them have sex once a month. But this one guy, he says he has sex once a year. So the psychologist goes up to him and pats him on the back and says, "Oh, I'm sorry that, you know, I feel bad that you only have sex once a year." But the guy turns around and smiles and says, "Yeah, but tonight's the night." Tonight's the night, Freddie. Fred, Bob, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. All right. So we got a lot of comedians tonight, so please stay tuned. So Freddie Coscia, take it away. That was some rollout, huh?
We're waking up the dead on Halloween.
Good opening, Fred.
We woke up the dead.
And I want to welcome Mike Bocchetti back to co-host, and Jody Oliver. She's doing the co-host tonight. And welcome, Jody.
Thank you.
And we got to go right along. I hear that you are performing and you got some other gigs coming up?
Oh, I got a lot coming up. I'm at the comic strip this Friday night. I'm doing Governors, a big club out in Long Island, on November 21st. Next Friday night, November 8th, I'll be at West Side Comedy Club. And there's more.
Okay, great.
More to come.
Stay tuned to Facebook, right? Did you get you on Facebook and everything? Okay, great. But our first comic, we got to move right along because we got a lot of stuff tonight.
We got a lot of great people.
A lot of stuff tonight. Okay, so our first comic is John Kirschner.
How you doing, guys?
How you doing, John? How you doing?
All right,
welcome,
long time no see.
Welcome. Yeah. And John, you've done comedy. You're from Staten Island, right?
Originally, yes. Originally.
Okay. And how many years have you been doing comedy?
12 years, I think, somewhere around there, something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
He's glorious.
It's great, right?
Wait until I'm done after I go. Then, don't tell him this guy you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Everyone they're gonna carry him out. You know. Wait until I'm done.
That 12-page intro.
And then after I'm done, carry me out. Let's do it, Mike.
And John, who's your favorite comic?
My favorite guy right now, I'm gonna give you Andrew Schultz right now is one of my favorite guys to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now. Bert Kreischer. I'm not gonna say the names that you think I'm gonna say. You want me to say Bill Burr, right? You want it?
Yeah.
You're not getting it.
Yeah, he's my
yeah, some of the guys I'm watching. Some of my favorite comics right now: Andrew Schultz, Mark Normand, Sam Morril. Those are some of the.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You like Andrew Dice Clay?
No.
Oh, you moron, you.
He was good when he was good. Unless Andrew Dice Clay is watching this and he needs somebody to open from Staten Island. But I already know he doesn't want it because I messaged him and he didn't respond to me. So.
Okay.
What do you do when people come up to you and find out that you're a comedian? and they ask you to do a joke, how do you respond to them?
No, what I do, I just tell them, watch my Netflix special, and you'll get everything that you want from that. You know?
Right through
Yeah,
Staten.
yeah, but Kirschner's also a great actor. I've seen him do stuff. He's amazing. I would have cast him on Breaking Bad if I was the casting director. He would have been awesome.
We're like 10 years too late for that. And a meth habit.
You would have wanted Hank's Cops. You would have been awesome.
I've been practicing to be on Breaking Bad for years with this meth. No, I didn't do any tonight.
And John, you produced the Fifth Borough Comedy Festival.
Yes.
Right, and how'd that go?
I'm one of the producers. It went great. This is the second year we did it.
Okay.
We have we were able to put up like 50 something comics
Oh, great.
in a 4-day span. About 12 shows we average every year.
And that's great for the community, you know. and-
Oh yeah. We're packing out these bars, and Little Victory Theater is one of the places that we featured this year. Elyse was on that show, on one of those shows. Next year we're looking at September 9th, I believe. That's the time frame. September 9th to like September 14th of next year.
And they could get your schedule on Facebook.
Yeah,
and
Fifth Borough Comedy, fifthboroughcomedyfestival.com. That's for the festival. And then my website is johnkirschner.com.
Okay, great, John.
Yep.
Great. And you have 5 minutes for us?
No. All right.
John!
Fred Coscia, everybody. Love this. Looks forward to it all month to come out and do that. What's up, guys? Welcome back to school, children. All the kids are back in school. Traffic is all right, Yeah. My daughter started 3rd grade this year, and this is the first time I'm meeting her 3rd grade teacher. My wife asked me to pick her up from school, so I go to the school to pick up my daughter, and teacher came, opened the door, and there, I think she had a film crew behind her with lighting and then fans blowing her hair. That's how hot they are. That's how hot teachers are right now, guys. I don't know if you've seen teachers lately, but that is how smoking hot they are, Mike. They are really.
Yeah.
They weren't. Yeah, they weren't. They're all pregnant too, Mike. They weren't that hot when I was in school in the
No,
80s.
they were miserable.
Yeah, I don't think any of my teachers were able to be pregnant biologically. Like they aged out of pregnancy. They weren't able to. We did have one teacher that we thought was pregnant. She just had a goiter. That was Miss Juniman, my 1st grade teacher. She just always had this protruding baby coming out of her belly. It was never a child. So I went to pick up my daughter, and the teacher, I go to grab my daughter, and the teacher goes, no, I need the CID. I don't know who you are. I'm like, I'm Emma's dad. She goes, well, I haven't met you before, so I need the CID. I'm like, I don't have ID on me. She goes, you're going to need to go get it. I'm like, it's home. She goes, then you got to go home. And the principal came out. She goes, hello, Mr. Kirschner. I go, hello. I guess I can get my daughter now? Principal's like, nah, you got to go home and get ID. I'm like, you know me. She goes, I did know you, but now you need to get ID. Right? This whole time, my daughter's just watching this go down. Not once did my daughter go, yeah, that's my dad. Never once. As a matter of fact, she was sitting there like, wow, teacher, maybe this isn't my dad. Maybe all these years, this guy's just been parenting me, and this isn't my real father. Finally got it. My daughter wakes up out of her sleep. She has crazy nightmares. The other night she woke up. She's like, Mommy, Daddy, oh my God, thank God you guys are here. And my wife's like, what happened? She goes, I had a nightmare that Mommy died. Oh my God, I never want to go to sleep again. I'm like, that sounds terrible. You ever have nightmares about Daddy dying? She's like, yeah, but this one was about Mommy dying. I'm like, oh. I have a 15-year-old son. Some of you are like, wow, how? You're so young. Thank you, everybody. I had to win custody of him. It took me 5 years in court to finally win it. It was rough. Anybody had to fight in court for 5 years or something?
Yeah.
That they didn't really want to win to begin with? It was. Judge is like, you win. I'm like, you sure? She put up a great fight. Judge says, we haven't seen her in 5 years. It's just been you. You got to take him. I'm like, man. And I got this 15-year-old kid that wants me to do crazy stuff. He's got a girlfriend now, my son. Yeah, every time he hangs out with this girlfriend, my wife wants to call the mother of the girl. She goes, I'm calling her mother to make sure it's okay for you to hang out with her. And that can be embarrassing for a 15-year-old boy. So one day he asked me, he's like, Dad, I want to go out with my girlfriend tonight. Is it okay if we maybe don't tell mommy about this. I'm like, you want me to lie to your mother? He's like, could you? I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it for 15 years, yeah. My whole marriage is actually based on lies. John, I got a little secret for you. I have 3 girlfriends. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Gives me a pound. I said, if we get caught in this lie, if we get caught, you cannot tell mommy that I knew. And he goes, you want me to lie to mommy? I'm like, I would hope you can. He's like, yeah, Dad, I've been lying to both of you since I was able to talk, which is 12 years now. So yeah, he was a late bloomer. If you're doing the math, he didn't start talking till he was like 4. My son texted me the other day, hey, Dad, is it all right if sorry that I used your beard trimmer for my pubes and my mustache. I texted him back, I'm sorry you thought that was a beard trimmer. Using my pubes and my butthole for about 10 years, dude. How's the mustache smell, bro? All right, guys, I'm John Kirschner. Check out Staten Island Comedy Show, fifthboroughcomedyfestival.com. Thank you.
Wow, he was funny, Mike.
Great stuff, John.
Great stuff, John. Okay, Jody, our next guest.
Is Elise Dellucci. Where are you from?
It's Delucci.
Delucci.
Elise Dellucci.
Delucci.
Just want to put it out there.
It's okay. Say it nice and clear.
I'm born and raised in Staten Island.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. And I live in the city. I live in Manhattan.
Nice, nice.
And how long have you been doing comedy?
4 years. 4 years.
Oh. And what made you get into comedy?
So I came from the corporate world, and you know, it was a lot of pressure, it was a lot of stress, and I became an improv actor at the Pit and UCB, and then from there, I had a teacher. Yes, and I had a teacher that said, you know what, you're a good monologist. Why don't you do stand-up? And I was like, stand-up, I have nothing to say. And one day I went down to the club, I did a set, and that was that. I was hooked.
And who's your favorite comedian?
Don Rickles.
Oh,
Don
Rickles.
Rickles.
oh yeah, great. The hockey puck, right?
When the Sinatra thing, I mean, come on, you can't beat that.
No, not at all.
The best.
He was good, right?
Incredible.
Do you write your own routines?
Yes, yes, of course.
And what's your favorite comedy TV show?
Well, this one.
All right.
Do you have 5 minutes for us?
Sure do.
Oh, wait, first of all, can we find you on Facebook?
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes. So you can find me on Facebook at Elise Dellucci. You can find me on Instagram at Elise Dellucci, or you can go to elisedellucci.com.
And you can get your schedule there.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
great. Okay, delete.
Great. Oh. Hi, how are we tonight? We're good? We'll get to my voice in a second, all right? So I'm Italian. I'm from here, Staten Island. I'm so happy to be here. You know, the other thing about me, I pay for everything in cash. Let me tell you guys something. It was our borough that voted Trump into office. Listen, not everybody loves the guy's policies, all right? But we just think he has good taste. Hear me out. Roman columns,
Nice.
cherub statues, 24-karat gold bidets. Like, it's not our fault that his first interior decorator came from Staten Island, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about my voice. In the city, I got a lot of crap for my voice. This is my real voice. It's like if Fran Drescher had a baby with Fran Drescher. I'm divorced.
Yeah.
Thank you. My ex-husband was British, and everybody thinks when you marry a Brit, you marry like a Hugh Grant or a Pierce Brosnan. No. I got like Mr. Bean mixed with Professor Dumbledore. I'm celebrating something. I'll share it with you guys. After 18 years of working in corporate America, I just left. It's amazing. I have so much time on my hands. I don't know. I feel like Marie Kondo or something. But let me tell you what did me in. Do you guys know about standing desks? Standing desks, they're for your posture. You know, and I don't like them. That's what did me in from work. if I wanted to stand all day and watch creepy men go by, like I would have been a stripper, you know? My desk at work was funny. I worked on Wall Street, and it had these 3 monitors on it. You know, like they thought I was Stephen Hawking in The Matrix or something. You know, and the 3rd monitor was always open to TripAdvisor. Like I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there, you know? A lot of people, they make assumptions about me, you know? They don't understand. Like, I have a master's degree. I do work on Wall Street. I did work on Wall Street. Let me tell you what my life is like. When I went to Harvard, they thought I was the cafeteria lady. It's true. It's true. Then I went to Wharton Business School, and they thought I was the campus hairdresser. I went to the bank to get a mortgage for my apartment in the city. They thought I was a mob wife. Oh. I mean, you know, I paid in cash, but that's all I know, you know? Oh my gosh. If you like what you heard, right, my name is Elise Ann Francesca Dellucci. Thank you. And if you don't speak Italian, anybody in this room doesn't speak Italian, that means my father, he was in the import-export waste management scrap metal business. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave you with this. I wanna let you in on a little secret. When I worked in the corporate world, that wasn't my name. I was Elise Harrington. I was undercover Italian. This is true. So I took my ex-husband's last name. I took voice lessons to neutralize my accent. So around the office, I would never dream of sounding like this. I made sure every time I spoke like this. And you know, everything was sort of going all right until someone ate my lunch out of the communal refrigerator. I was like, oh, that's so interesting. Who ate my lunch? Who did that? I took one step back, and I was like, what kind of animal eats my lasagna out of the fridge? Who did it? I need to know. What kind of low-life Mama Luke with a death wish? Oh, I got your attention now. Good, good. Because unless you like the idea of going to witness protection, I suggest next time you don't eat my freaking lunch. I'm Elise Dellucci. Thank you, everybody.
All right, that was
great job,
great.
Elise.
That was great. Great job. Great job. She was nice.
Yes.
She was good. Right. Nice. Nice. Well, we have a special segment today. We have a roll-in. It's called Jokes on the Road. It's a new segment I put together for the show. Okay. And it's called Jokes on the Road. So if we have that roll-in queued up, it's called Jokes on the Road.
Nice.
And we'll see what it's all about.
Jokes on the road.
Okay, we're here at Palm Coast, Florida. We're at the Rockstar event, and we're here with a new segment on the Staten Island Comedy Show called Jokes on the Road. And we're here today with
Rebecca Mager.
and she has a joke for us. Rebecca?
I certainly do have a joke, Nevin. It's great to talk to you. I'm so happy to be here. And let me ask you something. What did the fish say when he hit the wall?
I don't know. What did the fish say when he hit the wall?
He said, damn!
Damn, that was good. Hi, Erica.
Hi, I am Erica Sobin with Coldwell Banker, A-Team Real Estate, and I am also the host of Palm Coast Networking. And we are here out networking, and I had a great joke, and it is, how do you fix a tomato?
How do you fix a tomato?
With tomato paste.
Oh, that's great. Okay, we're here with Tracy Yankee. And Tracy, what's your joke?
My joke is, what do you get when you eat onions and beans?
I don't know. What do you get?
Tear gas.
That's great. And I'm here with Jay. Jay, what's your full name?
It's Jay Shear.
Jay Shear. Okay, Jay, do you have a joke for us for Jokes on the Road?
Actually, I do, Nevin. You ready for this one? All right, check this out. How do you fix a tuba?
I don't know. How do you fix a tuba?
Come on, Nevin. You fix a tuba with a tuba glue.
All right. We're here with Christy B. Comedy, one of the top comedians in Palm Coast, Florida. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Nevin. Thanks for having me here. Look at all our fans. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood.
So you ready for my first joke?
Yes. Do you have a joke for us?
I got a joke. This is one of the first jokes I ever wrote. So no matter what age, you got to learn to love your body and find the thing that you love most about your body. I particularly love my ass. And I love my ass so much, I've already made arrangements. Y'all can't see it right now, but I've already made arrangements. When I die, I'm going to have an open casket. That way everybody can come to my funeral and kiss my ass goodbye. Don't forget me on
That's great.
Okay.
Jokes on the road.
All right. That was a good segment, right?
Now, where did you get those hot chicks from? Where did you get those hot chicks from? Cast me next time.
Florida.
I like that.
Oh, thank you. All right, so Mike.
Our next guest, I hope I don't screw his name up. I actually been talking to him earlier on the show. He's a cool guy. I know he's going to rock this. Mr. Joseph Rimatello.
Rimatello.
John, sorry.
Joey. All right. Where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
All right, Brooklyn. All right. And who's your favorite comedian?
Well, growing up, Richard Pryor. Now I love Bill Burr. I love listening to Bill Burr. He just goes out there and just lets it fly.
Oh, cool,
yeah.
Cool. How long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy about 5-6 years now.
Oh, cool. And
How'd you get into it?
I had no other place to turn.
I can't read your head. I'll try. Okay.
Do you have any?
Okay, hold on. I'll ask. I'm sorry. His handwriting's a little horrible.
Can't be no worse than mine.
Mine is hard. Mine's like third grade level. Well, anyway, Joe, do you have any other hobbies or interesting
interests
besides comedy?
Well,
Sorry, let me say to the guy.
Right now, I'm working on my Cadillac, doing auto mechanic work.
How do I speak? What do you get?
1995, which I know nothing about. But I took it all apart.
We got to learn somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
That's a good hobby.
That's it.
Right? That's nice.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Joe, 95 still the big ones, or they stopped by that time?
No, the big one, yeah.
I love the huge
Four-door,
cabins.
yeah.
The nice cars.
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's like a couch on wheels.
My brother had an 89 Caddy. I love the big ones. Great cars.
Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, well, hopefully not working.
Okay.
At a day job.
A day job.
Yeah.
Should I ask you, do you have any dark secrets?
Very dark. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Beyond the gray area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pitch black.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you write all your own material?
Yes.
Oh, cool. And,
What's your favorite TV show?
Well, The Honeymooners.
Yeah.
I watch them every night. Put it on their DVD. That's it.
Okay. Now, do you have a website or anything? Do people give you your information, schedule and stuff?
You can get me on Facebook, Joseph Rimatello, and on Instagram, Joseph Rimatello. It's just on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And they find your schedule and when you're going to be performing and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have 5 minutes for us?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, what's happening? All right. I am obviously not a millennial. I don't Snapchat, I don't Instagram. However, I may snortogram. I just don't live in Brooklyn, okay? I am from Brooklyn, okay? I'm from old school Brooklyn. Like, we all got nicknames growing up, you know? Like, I got an Uncle Anthony. You know, everybody calls him the Butcher. I don't know why. This guy sells insurance. Yeah. I don't ask any questions. Huh? I got a neighbor, Maria. We all call her Butter. Yeah, because she spreads easy. Yeah. My friends call me Joey Z. And the Z is for Zoloft. I suffer from PTCC. Has anybody even heard of this? It's called post-traumatic crappy childhood. I did. I had a very crappy childhood growing up. First of all, I grew up with 8 sisters. Very confusing. The first 10 years of my life, I sat down to pee. I mean, who knew? I'm watching them. I didn't even know they made boys' underwear until I went to gym class. I'm looking at my friend Paulie. I'm like, Paulie, you know you got a hole in the front of your panties there. I also had one of those stepmothers. Stepmother, where'd they come up with that name, huh? Why don't you say what you're really doing there? You're stepping in and banging my father. My father was no help either. I remember the first time I asked him for advice. He said, put some air in your balls and be a man. I said, I'm only 8, Dad. Oh, no. I'm lucky, though. I didn't have just my parents to rely on. I had a lot of drugs and alcohol. I love doing drugs, too. I'm not going to lie to you. Especially that cocaine and crack. I love the whole process of cooking the cocaine. You know, because I'm Italian. And when I tell you that I'm old school Brooklyn, I am old school Brooklyn, okay? Like, we didn't even have college growing up, all right? It's either you became a fireman, a policeman, a garbage man, or a hitman. I mean, I was lucky, though. My parents had a bagel store. I became a bagel man. But I think it's time for me to hang up the apron a little bit because I noticed that I'm starting to get a little cranky with the customers now, the way they order, you know? I'm like, they're like, do you have tofu cream cheese? And, can you make my coffee half decaf, half regular? And me like an idiot, I'm like, do you want the decaf on the bottom? Or do you want it on the top? How do you want me to work this concoction? Do you want me to pour it side to side? Do you have almond milk? Almond milk? What do you want almond milk for? You're like 19 years old. Anyway, where do they get almond milk? There's no nipple. Could you scoop out my bagel? Yeah, I could scoop out your bagel. Can I use this finger? I don't know. I got a lot of problems, you know. I'm not married, 57 years old. I still live at home with my 100-year-old Italian grandmother. Yeah. She cooks for me, she cleans for me, she does my laundry. Basically, she has become my wife without benefits, you know? So my uncle tells me, Joe, you got to go see a therapist, you know? You're still living at home with your grandmother. You know, you're getting cranky with the customers. So I'm telling the therapist this, you know? So the therapist is like, hey, you got a 100-year-old grandmother who cooks for you and cleans for you and does your laundry? I said, yeah. She goes, I don't think she should be doing that. Well, I looked at her straight in the eye and I go, well, then who's going to do it? You guys were great. My name's Jody Rimatello. Thank you very much.
That's a great job. All right, we have a special thing tonight. Mike Bocchetti's going to perform tonight. And Mike Bocchetti, all right.
Thank you, guys. So thank you so much, guys. Imagine you're on a plane and the pilot says, relax, we have a slight problem, there's nothing to worry about. Sit back, enjoy the movie. We'll be viewing The Last Supper. And at the end of the movie, Jesus will be signing autographs. Thank you, Neb. That's not dirty. I mean, you know, it's like, I'm not your typical Viking, pilgrim, Elohim, Aristotle, soup slurping white guy. But I do want a pair of hush puppies. We'll move on, Neb. Thanks. Thank you. Sex is a lot of exercise, especially for all that running. Thank you. This is a $140 shirt, but I convinced Kmart to give it to me for $12. Thank you. I like being fat. It's easy to maintain. If someone tried to fat shame me, I'd fake a heart attack and fall on them. I'm the teacher's pet. She kept me in a cage. That's okay. I was homeschooled. I was nice and safe. Thank you. My friend loved cursing people out when he got drunk, so we called his mom's house and had him prove it. Thank you. I love this. Nev, I promise you, no curses coming out of my mouth. I'm a gentleman. I'm nice, and no curses. I promise you. Thank you, Nev.
Thank you.
I hate this haircut. I look like B. Arthur with this goddamn haircut. I look like a lesbian from the 70s with this damn thing. I need a haircut. That's not cursing, is it, Nev? No. It's cursing them, but not me. Thank you. My dad taught me how to fight. Unfortunately, it took half my childhood to get it right. My dad was a drug addict in the 12-step program. The only problem he had was the 12 steps that he took led to the bar down the street. I said to this woman to meet me at the library, so this way she couldn't scream when she saw me. I fell asleep at a science fair. When I woke up, I found that I won first place. There was this retarded guy missing from where I live, and I had to keep telling people, sorry, I'm not him. So, okay, Nev, all right, okay, I'll wrap. I'll wrap it up. Okay, you guys were incredible. We got some more great people, and thank you. Good night.
That was awesome. That was awesome, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have a special guest. Frankie James is here tonight. Frankie James, and he's going to do a special song that Freddie wrote. And
If You Believe, Nev.
It's called If You Believe.
It's for the Yankees. The
Yankees, right.
The legends of the Yankees.
Wow.
How you doing, Nevin?
Hey, how you
Thank
doing,
you for
Frank?
having me.
Tell them who are some of the legends.
Oh, wow. I mean, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig. It goes on and on. Reggie Jackson. I used to do Reggie bars at him when I sat in right field. I remember that as a kid. But you name it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
so many people. Yeah.
From my ancestors to now, right?
That's right.
It's about when you
Yeah.
grandmother and your grandfather.
Yeah.
So this is what this song is all about, right?
Right,
This is
the legend of the Yankees.
the
It's not
legend-
just about this team this year, but they're going to win it next year, especially after they hear this song, right?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Plus
Okay.
the pump, it's a good pump song for the Yankees too, you know,
Okay, great.
the words and everything. If you
Yeah.
listen to the words.
Freddie
nice.
dreamt it.
From
Imagine
my
he
song
dreamt
and
this
words
song.
to you as I dream life
Right?
through.
You woke up and you had this.
Yeah,
this
so all the words, the verse, the chorus, everything, bam, out.
Wow, nice. And you were dreaming this.
Well, the Yankees were playing the Mets.
Oh,
My
nice.
father was rooting for the Mets. Meanwhile, I was dreaming that the Yankees were rounding the bases. They won. Even though, you know, and then we came up with the Yankees song.
Yeah, so originally Freddie did this song about 10 years ago. Very beautiful song.
They
Okay.
have the band.
my songs are words to you. I dream a life through. I just wanna be part of that magic. When the Yankees come around, you're never feeling down. The magic will always be there. And if you believe it's true, when the tears are rolled through, the Yankee magic will be there through and through. Oh, the Yankee magic. 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 Oh, the Yankee magic.
Great song, guys. Great
Thank you
song.
very much.
All right, so we're going to move right along. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Frankie James.
Thank you.
And Jody, we have our next guest.
Yes, our next comedian is Michaela Fagan.
Hi, Jody. Hi.
Hi. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. And tell everybody where you're from.
Originally New Jersey. I live in Brooklyn now, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And how long have you been doing comedy for?
I started right when I graduated high school, so 5 years. It's been. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Some say that in school you were the class clown.
I don't know. I was very studious, actually.
Oh.
I'd say I was more of a nerd.
Nerds are cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, nerds are cool. Yeah, right.
And who's your favorite comedian?
Oh, I have lists. I have lists for like different things. Stand up, I think Jessica Kirschner has got to be my number one. Yeah. She's like the best. But my classic go-tos are Lucy and Carol. They're like my Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett. Yeah. That's the best. And I want to challenge Joey's The Honeymooners with I Love Lucy. It's the better show. I'm just going to say it.
Lucy was genius. I mean, I'm talking
I Love Lucy.
They were both great shows. But do you have a Honeymooners tattoo, Joey? Because I have an I Love Lucy tattoo.
Whoa.
That's, you want to see it? Okay, this is my I Love Lucy tattoo. You want to get in on that? I'm very proud of it.
We can see it.
It's, oh yeah. Okay. Woo! I love Lucy.
All right.
So yeah, they're my faves.
Do you hate when someone asks you to say something funny?
Yes. Yes, I hate. Well, I mean, it only happens in like Ubers for the most part. I want to say that's like the #1 place. I'll just deflect. I always deflect.
Okay.
And I understand you do sketch comedy too.
Yeah, I love sketch. So a bunch of girls I went to college with at the University of Florida, we moved up together and we started a sketch team called Rachel. We perform at the Pit. And we were just in New York City Sketch Fest, and our next show is December 6th.
Congratulations. The Pit is a great place.
Yeah, I really like performing there. It's really fun.
And where can we find where you're performing? Anything coming up?
That show at the Pit, definitely
Right.
December 6th. I host a lot at Gotham and at Westside, and I'm going to be at Stand Up New York on November 23rd.
Okay, and they could get you on Facebook, your schedule and stuff?
Yeah,
or,
Facebook, Michaela Fagan, Instagram, Michaela_Fagan. Follow me, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, great.
Okay, great.
You have 5 minutes for us?
I certainly do. I really hope you guys are getting the full effect of this, wherever you are. It's intense. I love it. You really are going for it. Hi, Halloween's tomorrow. Yeah! I'm excited about it. I'd be more excited, but my friends are hot. And this is a problem for me because Oh, well, thank you so much. It's a different kind of hot. They're just hotter. They want to be Playboy bunnies this year.
Wow.
They think this is our last hot year. We're 23, so it's all downhill from here. But I can't stand next to these goddesses dressed as a Playboy bunny. I'm gonna be Danny DeVito again. I don't know if you can tell from down there. I'm only 4'8", like 4 feet 8 inches tall. That's my real height. I'm so short. It's not cute. It's creepy. I have to admit, though, the first time my ex-girlfriend saw me naked, she did say she was shocked at how close together everything was. And there's utility to that. My body's nothing else if not convenient, I guess, is what I learned from that. This is my first time on Staten Island. I'm here. Oh, thank you. First time I stepped foot. I went on the ferry a lot, but just back and forth. Never actually came onto the island. It's very nice. I like it very much. But I live over in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. I like my apartment. It's not my dream apartment, though, because it's not above, next to, or within a bakery. That's where I'm looking to go next year. I want to be friends with everyone who works downstairs. After a long day, they'd be like, "Hey, Micaela, you know, you're looking a little down. You want some of the ugly rolls? We got dozens of rolls. They baked weird. They're deformed. We cannot sell them, but they're bread, and you will eat them. Have these rolls." That would be amazing. They'd probably trudge up the stairs in the middle of the night with a 3-tier wedding cake, like, "The wedding's off!" Oh, he got cold feet, but now you got hot fudge. This is for you. They'd also be like a little attracted to me. They'd be like, let me watch you eat this cake. Eat this cake. That would be awesome. I'd have no complaints. Probably the only noise they'd make is in the middle of the night, like, "Oh, Paulie, we have so many utensils and bowls covered in custards and meringues and icings. How are we gonna get them clean before we open?" You know what? Send them upstairs. There's probably like a pulley system. It's like lick, 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 lick. It'd be a good time. It'd be a good time. I'm really sad that I missed out on my period of time where I could be in childhood beauty pageants. I really think I would. You guys like childhood beauty pageants?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's creepy. No,
It's a creepy
I
show.
think they're really fun to watch. No, I love them. I always wanted to be in Toddlers and Tiaras, honestly. And I feel like the introduction, that's like where you get your personality put out there. I feel like the lady in whatever Wyndham ballroom would have to introduce me like, "And now, coming to the stage, we have little Miss Michaela Fagan. She has brown hair, brown eyes, and a golden heart. Her 2 favorite things to do are rip worms in half and eat Kraft singles straight from their individual plastic packaging. Her record is 23 in a row. Wow, Micaela. That's a lot of cheese. She loves her parents, her cats, and maybe Jesus, but she's skeptical. Her favorite smells are gasoline and pork. And when she grows up, she'd like to be a Radio City Rockette. Good luck with that. Or Rich, this is little Miss Micaela. I'd come out like, I could have been cute. That's all I'm saying. I could have been cute. I really like singing in the shower. It's one of my favorite things to do. You guys like singing in the shower?
Woo, yes.
What about having your panic attacks in the shower?
Yes.
Is it, yes, okay, good. I'm among my people. I love having anxiety in the shower. But I like to do them both at the same time. It saves water. It just concerns your roommates because every night they do hear me put on this concert of like, "All right, this one goes out to all the beautiful people who died in this apartment before I moved in. I don't want to close both eyes, even when I wash my face, 'cause I'm scared of you, and I know you're gonna murder me." You know? Or when, oh, thank you. Or when you're shaving your legs, you're like, "Don't cut yourself intentionally. It's only okay accidentally. You took an ibuprofen and the water is hot, but that doesn't mean your blood won't clot. You've never had problems with clotting." That scares me a lot. Or at the end of your shower when you're like, "The hair that fell out is a normal amount of hair. This is a normal amount of hair. Sing along. You don't have alopecia. You don't have lupus. You've never had chemo because you don't have cancer. Holy crap." You probably do. There's really no way to know if you don't. Thank you guys very much. My name's Micaela.
she was funny, right?
Great job.
Great job, right?
Very funny.
Hey, Bob.
Yes.
How you doing? I heard you got your knees operated on. You had 2 knee replacements?
Buckle up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buckle up.
Both
Did
at the
they tell you
same
that?
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
Did
that's
Doc ever
amazing.
tell you that?
Yeah.
You look a little taller.
Well, I am. You know.
Yeah, but you're a badass.
Like you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost an inch taller, and I'm not bow-legged anymore.
Oh, good.
And it's a difference for me. I mean, I was like this for many years. Yeah.
Did you chip in to get a belt?
And I don't
Safety belt?
I don't limp anymore. I used to look like what was the fellow's name on the cowboy show? But anyway, yeah. And when I went to the hospital, you know, you're nervous. I was nervous because it took me like 8 months to finally get an appointment to go. So they wouldn't do it in Florida because of my age. So they did it up here, and they did it right before my birthday, my 74th birthday. But next year in Florida, I'm going to celebrate 2 birthdays. One, then I'll be 75, and the other.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. And the other one is my niece will be 1 year old, so we're going to have a little thing like that. So anyway, I went in there, and the doctor, they usually come in and talk to you first. And I was nervous as hell. I was trying to be like a tough guy, and so he says, "Oh, do you have any questions, Mr. Bream?" And I said, "Yes, I do." I says, "I got quite a few." He said, "Well, what is your questions?" I said, "Let me ask you this. I don't want the knees that are made in China." He says, "Oh, no." He says, "No, we make them right here in the USA." And I says, oh, okay. And I said, and I'm still working out and lifting weights and working with heavy stuff. I says, "Can you give me like the industrial strength ones? There's got to be industrial strength." He goes, "Oh, no, they're very strong. They're made of titanium." And I says, "Oh, okay." He says, "Is there any other questions?" I says, "Yeah, is there a left knee and a right knee? Because I don't want to be putting my shoes on opposite feet." So now they bring me in the operating room. Now I'm a guy that never takes drugs or very rarely has a glass of wine or something like that. And I like to take his aspirins when I need them. And they bring me out after being all drugged up. My eyes opened up, and all I see is these 2 nurses. And nice young nurses. Of course, to me, any nurse between 50 and 60 is young. To me, 75. So I looked at the first one, so I felt like I was back in my youth, you know, and I says, "Hey, how are you?" You know what I mean? So I says, "Oh, you're very pretty." And she goes, "Oh, thank you, sir, thank you, sir." And I says, "Where were you when I wanted to get married?" And she looked at me, she says, "Probably teething." Well, let me write down. And then the other one, I said, you know, heck with her. I said, "How are you?" She goes, "Okay." She says, "Oh," I says, "You got this thing for older men?" She says, "I certainly do." She says, "It's called pepper spray." So anyway, the only thing I remember about the whole operation is the very end, we bring in recovery, they tell you to urinate in a bottle. Okay, so I did. And then he says, "That's not enough." He says, "You have to get more." And I said, "More?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "I didn't drink for 24 hours, didn't have any water or anything like that." So he said, "Well," he says, "we're going to have to put a catheter in you." And I says, "Oh," I says, which nurse does that?" He goes, "Oh, no, I do it." And I says, "Oh." So still being high and everything else, and he put the catheter on. Nobody ever had a catheter. But anyway, I says, just let me know. I want to tell you one thing. You're going where no man has ever gone before. I thought of Star Trek for a minute there. So anyway, that wasn't the bad part. When I got done, everything was there, full of bottles. He says, "Okay, now we're going to remove it." And I said, "Okay." Gentle when they put it in. It was kind of nice. But anyway, he pulled it out. It felt like a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower. He yanked this thing out, and boy, I just stood right up with my 2 new knees and everything.
All right.
But anyway, but that's the story. There's a lot more to it, but we'll tell you next time.
We'll tell you on the next show.
Yeah, but everything just worked out fine. I don't have any problem with my knees at all.
Hey, Mike, help him out.
Thank you, Mike.
It's a stepping stone, right? Wait. It's a stepping stone.
We have our next comedian. It's Stepping Stones. What is that? Yeah. We have our next comedian. It's Jittin. What's your last name?
Nautiyal.
Nautiyal. I wasn't going to go there.
I got it straight.
I thought we were going to stay here for Bob's next birthday.
Don't even ask him, man.
So, where are you from?
Italy.
Originally India.
India?
But here from Central Jersey, North Brunswick, Princeton area.
Hey, and what can you give inspiring comics coming up? What kind of advice you can give them?
get decent highlighting to your hair. And that's about it.
And what is your favorite comedy show, TV show?
Comedy show. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Great choice.
That's my favorite one.
Very cool. And who's your favorite comic? I think I asked you that, right?
Yeah.
Last show.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Right.
Yes, I love Louis.
Yeah. Okay.
He's making a comeback. He's doing a tour now.
Yeah. Just wait for a few more months. The whole thing will die down and he'll be back.
And you write your own material, right?
Yes, but I do have a team outsourced in India.
Oh, yes?
They write it in their language. I just translate it in our language. Cheap labor.
Cheap labor. Okay.
He brings them in every month.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Last time I said probably with a green card.
Okay, yeah, right. That's
I'm
it.
still waiting for my green card.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Still dodging the ice.
Okay. And where can we see you? Get your information?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I'm doing Coney Island Comedy Festival.
Oh, nice.
And I'm doing a show in Broadway on 7th and 8th and 9th, 3 days, November.
Right.
So you can
nice.
catch me there.
Okay, you have 5 minutes for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
I should have peed, actually. You know, I was just coming from a movie audition. They are coming up with a new movie called Brown Panther. And his only superpower is stealing American jobs. You know, I've never said anything to a female that might be considered harassment, because you have to be noticed by them to have them think that you harassed them. And ever since I was a kid, I've had this superpower. I was invisible to girls. But there was this one female who was immune to my superpower, and I married her.
Oh,
I still remember the first time we met. It was our wedding day. You know, I had a very tough childhood. Both my parents were very strict, especially my mom. I remember she once slapped me because I was crying, because she slapped me. And they were like typical Indian parents. They had unrealistic expectations. So when my wife was pregnant, I wanted a boy. My wife wanted a girl. My parents wanted a doctor. Yeah. And when she was at the operations theater, the doctor came in running and said, "Sir, we have to do C-section." My dad shouted. He said, "Nobody in our family got a C. Try an A+ section." I was just confused. I told the doctor, like, just give me the baby from her V-section. So last week I was in New York doing this show, and this producer asked me, "Yo, Jittin, are you willing to do a comedy fundraiser show?" I said, "Sure, why not? What's the cause about?" He said, "We are raising money for the obese kids in America." That kind of confused me. Like, in my country, we raise money for the hungry kids, and here you want to give more money to the obese kids? Like, how does this thing work? If you really want to help them, just keep them away from the food, man. I'm not doing that show anymore. But there were like many things which were confusing when I came here. Like, people who beg for money. They're very different here than in India. Here, they have Nikes. Back home, they have leprosy. And these store names, they are very confusing. Like, especially Saks off Fifth. Now, I complimented a girl that, "You're looking very sharp." She said, "You know why? Because I love Saks off Fifth." And I was like, maybe that's the reason why I don't look sharp, because I don't have a fixed date. I love Saks on 5th, 6th, 7th, any day I can get. But you know what? Being an Indian comic, I face different set of challenges than American comics. When an American comic goes on stage and get nervous, he forgets his lines. When I go on stage and get nervous, I forget your language. उसके बाद मेरे मुंह से फिर 5 मिनट तक कुछ भी निकलता रहता है। एक बार तो मैंने आधे घंटे का शो पूरा ऐसे कर लिया था। You know? And I see that whenever an American sees an Indian, or rather me, they have this thing in their mind that why can't he go back to his own country? I'm like, your forefathers were looking for us several hundred years back, so here we are. We are the people you go to when your computer doesn't work or the Slurpee machine breaks down. I've had bad eating habits. I eat a lot of junk food. And it's not what I eat, it's how I eat it. Even my dog doesn't want to sit in front of me when I eat it. I think he thinks that I'm going to eat his food. I might. I mean, it comes in so many flavors. Like, what's the worst that'll happen? I'll have a shiny coat. All right, guys, that's my time.
So we had a great show tonight, right?
Great job, everybody.
Great
Great
job.
music, great comedy.
A lot of fun. Right, a lot of fun. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And
very much.
We'll, Bob, we'll see you the next show. And
Thank you.
Bodybuilder. AJC Advisors, Oriental Plaza, and Diddly D, Bagel and Deli, and High Tobacco.